Welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited for this weekend because we are doing something that we haven't done in over 5 years, and that is going camping. Everyone always asks me of like, are you doing like an RV or are you getting a cabin? No, we're going in a tent because there's just something so beautiful of like having such minimal things and like waking up and hearing the birds and like being so enclosed in nature that an RV or a cabin just don't do it. And not to say that I don't enjoy those two things either, it's just a different experience completely. So I'm just so excited for this because we haven't gone camping in like 5 years. And that was when we were back in New Jersey. We're currently in Florida. And I'm also 20 weeks pregnant. So it's gonna be a little different this time. And every time I do go camping, I like to make it like bougier. Like I do like to have like my good food. Like we're not eating like canned food. Like we have a little stovetop that we're gonna be like cooking on. I'm doing a lot of meal prep right now, just so we can nourish ourselves as we're out there. We're only going for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We might end up staying Sunday night depending on how we feel and how really I feel. But yeah, I threw out my back last week. And so I was like really like anxious to see how I was going to feel today because obviously being pregnant and like throwing out your back and then sleeping on an air mattress isn't the most comfortable thing. However, I'm feeling pretty good and so I'm excited for this. So I'm going to take you along the journey from prepping. I'm currently prepping right now, and then when we're in the car, and then of course when we're there. So let's go. 21 weeks, here we are. Let's see how you do on your first little camping trip. So obviously if you're bringing your own food, you do want it to be simplified as much as possible. So for breakfast, it seems a little complicated, but it's really not. We're doing scrambled eggs with some turkey bacon or chicken sausage, as well as some protein pancakes. Again, I know that sounds like a lot, but I found this hack. I can't take credit for it. It was on YouTube. And essentially you scramble your eggs previously and you put it in a water bottle. So then when you're there, you just simply pour it right in. And that just makes things so much easier. You don't have to like crack an egg, get it all over your hands, and you have to put it in a bowl and scramble, then wash the bowl. So this takes all of that out of it and you just simply empty a water bottle and put them in. So we're gonna do that. Super simple. Okay, you have to do it really slow. Oh my gosh, that almost just got everywhere. It's gonna be Sebastian and I for the first night, but then we do have another 2 friends coming, so I just want to make sure that I have enough for everyone. So that was 6. I could probably do maybe like 3 more. There we go. Who wants some eggs? All right, next we're gonna prep the pancakes. So usually I go with the Bob's Mill pancake mix, but Sebastian went to the store and got this King Arthur one. So we're just gonna use this one. It does have natural flavors, which I usually tend to avoid, but it is what it is at this point because we're not gonna go back to the store. So, but first, I know I said this is gonna be like protein pancakes. So I love to add a scoop of the Kono grass-fed beef protein blend. This is the vanilla one. It is so good, you guys. And I literally, this protein powder has been like a lifesaver for me during my pregnancy because it was really hard for me to get like anything down, especially during the first trimester. So I was sometimes having this like once or twice a day in a smoothie, and it did wonders for me. And now I just drink it literally every day just with some plant-based milk, and it does the job, and it's so good. Like it's so smooth. Plus it doesn't have any whey, which I'm really sensitive to whey. But I love the fact that when you have whey, you get to get the full amino acid profile. So this beef protein blend is a great way to still do that. So essentially I put 1 scoop of the Kono beef protein because this calls for 1 cup. And then the rest, I just fill it up with the mix. Again, I don't know how these are gonna come out because I've never used this brand before, but I feel like it should be the same. Dump that in. And again, really simple ingredients, just calls for an egg, some milk, and butter. And then we'll get those on the stove, and then I'm actually gonna freeze them. In the middle of flipping those pancakes, I'm gonna be working on our lunches. Again, keeping them simple, and like, I keep saying simple, but like, I don't know if it's actually simple to some people. For me, it personally is, and I get that like it's a little bit of prep work, but then again, you just get to relax after. But I promise, these are actually really simple. We got already made chicken salad from Whole Foods because I was not gonna make this myself right now. And so we're just gonna be making sandwiches, but I have to just share that I'm already regretting my decision of getting gluten-free bread. So like I decided to go gluten-free for a little while just to see how my body would react. I was getting pretty bad headaches with pregnancy, and I figured it might be from dairy and gluten because those two things typically trigger me, and histamines, and that's a whole other conversation. But this bread, I don't know if you can tell, but it's so small. This is like a 3-bite sandwich. Maybe not, but I'm kind of wishing I just got sourdough, but I'll just work with it and we'll make more than 1 sandwich per person. So we're gonna do that. They're so tiny and cute, but we actually have a lot left over. So I'm gonna just still pack that and bring it and just probably eat it on the side, maybe with some chips. I just pack them up in tin foil just so they're easy to grab and they stay compact, especially for how small they are. But this was just a really surreal experience for me because as I'm like preparing all of this food and all these sandwiches, like it just kind of hit me of like, wow, I'm gonna be a mom soon. And I'm gonna be doing this not just for like Sebastian and I and friends, but like there's gonna be a little baby girl here. And that's like crazy to think about. But so exciting. It's gonna be such a blessing to be able to do these things with her and like just start a new tradition. I never really went camping with my family, but just to be out in God's creation and just get her out of the busyness, especially living in South Florida. Like there's just so much busyness. Like of course we have the beach, but like, I don't know, it's just different being out in nature like this. So I'm excited to start this tradition, but this was a surreal experience. And then lastly, of course, we have our dinner, which has been prepping this entire time. Again, it was one of the easiest things that I've done because it literally took me 10 minutes, and that is a chuck roast in the slow cooker. So take a peek. I have it on high, and this is gonna be for probably around like 6 more hours, but it's looking good. Again, I just did like carrots, onions, some seasoning like thyme, salt, pepper, threw some garlic in there, and then the chuck roast is at the bottom. It's gonna be so yummy. So all in all, cooking, cleaning, prepping probably took me around like an hour and a half. And now I am a sleepy mama ready to take a nap. So we'll kick this back up tomorrow when we head out. It is camping day. Today's the day. Sebastian just got back from Walmart because we need a few different batteries as well as canopy. So we don't know how the sun is going to be, and I just no AC for 3 days. We'll see how I do. But at least now we'll definitely have some shade. But now I'm gonna go pack up the cooler, and I kind of just want to do like a full overhaul of exactly what I'm packing snack-wise, and even just kind of going over so you guys can get like a full idea of just some good snacks, how to stay hydrated, and etc. So first, I got this from YouTube. Again, I can't take credit for it, but instead of having like a bunch of like buying a bunch of ice, we actually just froze a bunch of water bottles. One, this just won't make it as messy just to have like a bunch of water once when the ice melts, and then possibly getting in our food, and like we just don't want that. So we froze a bunch of these water bottles, and I just feel like it's such a good hack because then you also have water once when they defrost. So those are getting packed at the bottom. So first, can't forget my supplements. Got my prenatal, my omegas, D3, and then bringing some of these Nectar electrolytes. These are just so simple, easy, throw them in water, and they taste actually so good. And then for our snacks, of course, we got some chips. That's gonna go with some like guac. I believe Sebastian also got salsa. This I'm just bringing, we have it in the closet, so if anyone's hungry and wants like a higher protein snack, I feel like this could be nice to have by the campfire. So bringing that, some apples, trail mix. That's really essentially it for like snack wise, because we're definitely stacked on a lot of food. So for breakfast, again, we got our eggs, some hot sauce, the pancakes from yesterday, turkey bacon. I put this butter in a little Ziploc bag just because I don't want it to melt and then get everywhere. So thinking ahead on that one. And then just bringing a thing of milk and my beef protein just to have as like a little protein shake if I'm hungry. Then we got our sandwiches that are packed, our chicken salad, and now this is actually just like leftover bison with sweet potato and some asparagus. Again, just if we need more food, we have it. This is the chuck roast from yesterday. I literally had it simmer for like 7 hours. So the meat is just like so tender. I can't wait to have this tonight. And then the mashed potatoes. We got some grapes, some cucumbers with some hummus. And then, of course, needed something to sip on. So we're bringing these cider and spice drinks, possibly warm them up, have them by the fire. This is gonna be like the first camping trip where obviously I'm not drinking, but these honestly, I've been like obsessed with my entire pregnancy. Well, once when they came out. First it was apple juice, now it's these. And then I baked this like 2 days ago, and this is just like a leftover banana bread, coffee banana bread. So have that as dessert. So that is all of our food. Gonna pack it all up and hit the road. Oh my gosh, the adventure already begins. We're putting stuff in the car and look at this cute frog. I've never seen like a frog like that here.
No. Of all days to go camping, and this is what this is doing right now?
Wow, it's so beautiful. Hi, guy. Oh my gosh, look at its hands. Wow. You think we have enough? All right, we have been on the road for about 3 hours now. We have an hour left to go. How are you feeling?
Good. It's been a great drive.
Yeah, it's been really nice. We've had such beautiful conversations, listening to a podcast, responding to people, and yeah, so I'm excited to be there. But you know, as I was preparing just everything, like all of our stuff this week, and my heart and my just sitting with the Lord of like, okay, what is this trip really going to represent? Like, who do I want to show up as in it? You know, this is going to be like one of the last trips that we're going to be taking by ourselves. At least we have one night by ourselves until baby gets here. And so, yeah, I was just like really just praying to the Lord of like, just show me something during this trip. Something that really came to me was actually 2 nights ago. And obviously I'm in a pretty big transition, not only because of the baby, but also because of my career path. This is going to be, next week is going to be my last week working for the company that I'm currently at. And through that is a whole transformation in itself of letting go of something that I've been working so much on in my career and like redefining this new path of being a mother. And it's actually like really opened up a lot of, it's kind of opened up Pandora's box of like what I've actually been feeling that there's been lacking in my heart and in my day-to-day. And the Lord just kind of popped this verse up into my head, and I wanted just to share it. And Sebastian doesn't know, and I told him I had a verse, but he's been asking like, what is it? Can we talk about it? I'm like, no, we could talk about it right now. So it's Mark 8:36, and it states, so what does it benefit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? And I feel like this really hit me because I'm obviously in transition with my job, and also we're going camping in a tent. And I feel like, especially living in South Florida for us, we have gotten so far away from the simplicities of nature and life. There's so much busyness and so much business and so much worldly pleasures all around us. From like dinners out to getting dressed up and going out to having Miami nights to going out to West Palm. And not to say that anything's wrong with that, but I feel like God is also in like the simplistic thing, like the simple things. So I just feel like this trip is really coming back to the simplicity and like what He created us for in that aspect, like not getting caught up so much in the world, but in the little things, like making our own fire and sleeping with crickets and like the little things. And that personally for me, it brings me so much joy, and we've just gotten a little far away from that. Does that resonate with you at all?
There's a lot that comes to mind for me because when I think about, so what does it benefit a man if he gains the world but forfeits his soul?
Yes.
here it is. I'm just gonna consciously let it go.
Yeah.
So this translation gives a different perspective for me about soul. Okay, so what does that even mean? If it's what do I profit? What do I benefit? What do I benefit from gaining the world but forfeiting my soul? Okay, so if I forfeit my soul, if I pass up my emotions, my will, and my thoughts, what does that do for me? And that's a big question, because I feel like that's a lot of what happens in the world, is just a lot of numbing, just forfeiting our thoughts, what we think about, our emotions, what we consciously put our attention on will eventually create feelings. And then my will, am I being driven by the automatic things of this world? And I mean, I take a look at my life, and so many things in the past were that. They were automatically being driven, and I just think it's a really bold statement, because it even begins with what does it benefit? So it's like, it's already asking, is there anything that it benefits a man if they forfeit their own soul?
And so this trip, I feel like, is more so of just like going to be a deeper reflection of my soul coming back online, so to say, and like the Lord really restoring my identity and restoring these parts that I kind of have given up in the past, as I was chasing the world, and now that I'm becoming a mom and again shifting up my careers. My career has like a big thing to do with all of this, because I feel like I really did lose myself a bit when I was in my career, and yeah, so I just feel like this trip and this word goes hand in hand, and I'm excited to see how the Lord just continues to unravel it. All right, 48 more minutes. We're almost there. Had to make a pit stop because we've never been, so let's see what the hype is all about.
Used to be a gas station.
What'd you say?
There's a big gas station. The first time I ever went to Buc-ee's was a gas station. This is a full-on Walmart. Look at this. Look, there's Christmas ornaments. Are you kidding? That's simple and nice.
That's good. All right, we made it. We're going to our campsite. She said that it was a busy alligator season, so there's some baby alligators and a juvenile bear running around looking for some berries, who's relatively friendly until he realizes that you actually don't have fur, and then he'll run away. So again, this is the first time us camping in Florida, so I mean, bears, of course, back in Jersey, that's a thing, but alligators, because there's springs here. I don't think I mentioned that. But yeah, should be interesting, but here we are. We made it, let's see. All right, here's our spot. Gonna set up tents over here, but I specifically picked this one out because I saw that there was 2 trees right there. And I hope that we could, I mean, they seem pretty far, but ideally I wanted to put a hammock there. But we'll see if we can make that work. But this greenery is just so beautiful. The humidity has already lifted here, and it feels so refreshing. Like, it's 80 degrees right now, but it does not feel like South Florida 80 degrees. So let's set up.
Let's set up.
It is so, oh hey cat. It is so beautiful here. It's actually becoming the off season, which I thought it was going to be the opposite. We ran into a guy. This cat is going for our food. Hey, don't even. Anyway, oh my gosh, it's just been like so beautiful to be in nature. I can't believe that we haven't been camping in 5 years. That like still blows my mind. I will definitely give you like a whole tour of like our setup and our campsite tomorrow morning. We've just been like nonstop, and honestly I'm a little tired, but I'm currently sitting here by the fire pit. Sebastian is coming back with some more firewood, and yeah, it's just been such a sweet time so far. And we do have some neighbors. We found out that this is actually like becoming off season. Usually there's around like 200 people just in the springs alone. And when we just went there, granted it was like closing time, but there was like no one there. So it's getting a little cooler, which I thought more people would come out and camp when it's cooler out, but clearly this is the place to be when it's summer, which just like blows my mind because I don't know how people camp in Florida summers. So far it's been such a beautiful trip, and we're gonna cook up some food and hang out, play some music, and chill. This is exactly what I imagined. So tender, next to a lovely fire.
Thank you, Lord God.
With my incredible
Delicious
man.
Who's gonna win this game?
We look ridiculous.
No, this is how it's supposed to be done.
Roll.
What
Oh, I have to roll too.
Yeah, one die.
One die.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh, you got it.
That's right.
Okay, let's see, Miss Girl.
Good morning. It is Saturday morning. It's been a slower morning. I did not really have the best of sleep. I've been having a hard time with pregnancy to begin with. Starting to sleep on my side. I'm a back sleeper, so if anyone has tips, please let me know. However, around like 4 in the morning, we had a visitor. And I was too afraid to look. Sebastian tried looking, but it was like pitch black. But I'm like 98% it was this juvenile bear, because it was just ruffling through so much of the greenery. So like, actually, let me show you. So here's our tent. I'm sleeping on the right side, the left when you're laying down. But over here, like I heard him for like a little while, like all back in here. And then all of a sudden, I started to hear him like right behind our tent. Like, and this is when I woke Sebastian up. And like I grabbed his leg and he was like, what? And I'm like, shh. And like we were both just like, oh my gosh, this bear is like literally right behind us. It was so loud. But at the same time I had peace, because the woman who shared from the beginning, she was like, it's just a juvenile and he's just searching for berries, he's friendly. I was literally like on ChatGPT because I don't know, I've never dealt with this before, and I was like, do you make noise, do you stay quiet? And overall, because we were in a tent, he didn't know we were there, he wasn't bothering us, like it's just said be quiet. So we just stayed quiet, we prayed, and honestly as soon as we prayed, like he left. So at least we had that on our side. But needless to say, it definitely like, it jarred me a bit, and it was hard for me to go back to sleep. So I'm a little sleepy this morning, but I do want to give you like a little bit of a tour of our tent. There's nothing too crazy about it, but just to kind of see how we set things up. So firstly, shout out to our friend Erica who let us borrow her tent. We literally have pretty much everything besides a tent. Ask me how, I don't know. We just left a lot of things in Jersey, and a tent was too big to carry with us. So first we like to put out a tarp a little bit further than normal, just to put our shoes on. And then when you come in, we set up the air mattress. So there's like 2 different sides. So Sebastian has his side, I have my side. I ended up bringing my pregnancy pillow. I ended up not even using it last night, but when we were out by the fire and like laying down, we did use it, and it was actually really sweet. And then little pockets right there, which is nice to keep your stuff. And then this lamp, it's actually a lamp and a fan. It's actually coming in pretty clutch like right now because it's hot, but this morning it was so chilly. It's like crazy the difference between where we live and here, especially during the night times. Like right now we're about to go to the springs. I'm like sweating, but it was probably around like 62 this morning. So it was definitely chilly, but it felt so good to just like be cozied up. But yeah, so now we're gonna go hit the springs and we'll show you that next. Heating up some protein just because I wanted it warm this morning. It's actually still really good warm. I've never had this one warm, but the chocolate one for chocolate milk is super yummy.
Of course, it would happen as you were on camera, almost coming up.
Over top, perfect. How is it?
It's good.
Look at the sunlight.
Yeah, how beautiful is that? Can you catch on the video?
Yeah. So pretty. Just got back from the springs, had some lunch, and now Sebastian's gonna go grab some firewood, and I am gonna take a nap. Such a beautiful view, even though my eyes are about to be closed. But it's so clutch that it has this like mosquito net. So I just feel safe and protected. So peaceful. So we need more firewood. However, they like charge you an arm and a leg. I feel like that's such a silly saying for firewood, but the pieces just, they burned so fast last night. We went through like $30 worth in like 2 hours. Yeah. So we are going, we found this guy on Google Maps and it just says cheap firewood. So we're gonna go check it out.
This is the kind of stuff you see in the movies and you say, don't do it. But here we are. Cheap firewood. Altoona, Florida. Three.
And just like that, we are packing up. Friends came here last night, and now we're gonna go dip in the springs before we leave. Wow, for it being cloudy though, it's still very clear. It's cold.
Hey, Shabal. My goal was 1 million. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Why? Yes, prophesy to the baby.
I love you.
Baby.
Of like big
So I didn't vlog any of the first day at the springs, but it was so much busier yesterday because it was warmer out, but today it's not. It's a little chilly. I mean, it's always 72 degrees, but because there is like little sun, it definitely makes it a little colder, plus it's windy. We're in like this little area. There's like a cave-ish area where people can actually scuba dive. I believe it's around 30 feet. We were just snorkeling yesterday and seeing fish, and like the seaweed was really cool. A really beautiful spring.